All right, what's up, everybody? I think we're live. I think everything is working. Stream has started. Connection so far is pretty good. What's up, everybody? Hope you're all doing great. Hope you had a great weekend so far, and you're still having one, of course. I mean, if you're from the US, you're still enjoying the middle of the day. For me, it's almost over, but it doesn't matter. We're going to do a full stream. Wanted to do two things. First of all, go over the markets. So do a little bit of a little bit of a trade routine. All right. So go over some usual tools I use. See if there's anything interesting. I mean, it's very unlikely that we're going to take a trade in this stream because I normally do not trade Sunday evenings. But regardless of that, we might actually find some setups, and we'll go over some. Excuse me. Well. And we'll go over some potential setups in this first part as well. And then I wanted to go over some questions you may have. All right. So first of all, got a little cup of coffee here. A little bit late for coffee, I know, but cheers nonetheless. And that's what we'll do. All right. So we'll start off with a bit of a market update, and then we'll look for some trading setups for tomorrow. There are some setups we'll talk about that I think are quite interesting and that you should keep an eye on. So we'll get to that soon. But first of all, let me quickly spread the words that we're live. All right. And in the meanwhile, I hope Ryan is back again. I hope he dreamt about me again. It would be nice, you know. At least somebody is thinking of me. But all right, let me quickly send this so we can actually get to the stream. But like I said, wanted to start off with a trade routine because there's quite a lot of people who watch these streams a little bit later, right? So then it's just better to start with the part where I don't answer any questions, but we start with the part that's relevant for most people. So let me send it real quick that we're live right now. There we go, and there we go. All right, let me quickly check out the chat first. I mean, it's always great to reconnect with all of you. And Ryan, I did see your message at first. All right, so it's a bit of an inside joke, not an inside joke, but you know what I mean. All right. Yeah, Solana, Tom, welcome to the stream. Welcome everybody to the stream, by the way. Yeah, Solana, I'm a little bit less confident about Solana because you can see on the 1 hour time frame, we've dropped down below the yearly VWAP. So we're still on top of the value area high here at 170 for Solana. So that's ultimately good, but I need to see some sort of a reclaim like this. And maybe some stability. I mean, stability is fine as well, but at least to stay on top of the yearly VWAP, I need to see if we still want to get that move into 190. I mean, if we're unable to get that, and if we get a break here below the value area high, the previous value area high, of course, then we can easily drop into the 7-day rolling VWAP, confluent with the 200 EMA here at 162. So no, I personally look. It's not bad because we're still on top of that value area high, but 190, not so certain about it. Would definitely not trade it at least. But yeah. It's your first time watching. How's that possible? How did you find out about me, Harbel? That's an official warning. Yeah, it's an official warning indeed. Yeah, usual looks pretty good in my eyes. I mean, it's still on the 12-hour time frame, still holding 90-day rolling VWAP. Maybe like usual can spike down a lot, so maybe a drop into 13 cents is a possibility. But ultimately, I'd say it's a little bit more likely that we'll actually be able to hold this and get some continuation into higher levels. To be fair. But we'll start off with some general market analysis. I'm just going over everything right now. Ryan, he already is subbed. He's a member. A balance. Greetings back from the Amsterdam. But good to have you tuning in here. Daniel, Maybe sometime, but I don't think XRP is going down there soon. All right, let's see. The app with the pump and dump alerts is Orion Terminal. If you go to YouTube, right? So if you look up the right here, and if you search for Cilinix trading bot, I think everyone can see this. You'll find this this video right here, amazing crypto pump alert bot. In that video, I explain how to set it up with Orion Terminal, but it's great. It's in no shape or form it's something that works 100% of the time. But this is how to set it up, right? So go to this video, amazing crypto pump. Wait, I'll just paste it. I'll just copy paste it in the chat. There you'll find out how to do it. It's very easy. You just copy paste this. Go to Orion Terminal, go to alerts, and then you can do it there. All right, everybody. It's great that you're all here. We'll start off with a bit of a market update here. We'll go over some charts that I deem interesting, and then I'll try to answer some questions. All right, so let's get right into it. Bitcoin itself still looking pretty great. I mean, you can see we're still moving up here. Main resistance level, I would say, like, first of all, it was the POC right here, but it looks a little bit more likely that we're just going for 106, and there, I mean, get a breakout above that would be great. But that's really dependent on how the markets open tomorrow. I mean, I believe we got some news. I believe we got some positive news at least regarding a trade deal between the US and China. I mean, if they actually have a trade deal, that would obviously be bullish. And right now the market is not really reacting to that. This is the 1 hour time frame, and there's barely any movement. But I'd say we'd have to wait for the US equities opening tomorrow, or the stock market opening tomorrow, to get a bit more information on that. But ultimately, I mean, Bitcoin still looks very strong, right? And even if we pull back here, I would still say this area right here at 102, 101,000 is still better to buy there than to look for shorts. I mean, on the higher time frames, Bitcoin is still incredibly strong. Now, talking about altcoins in general, though, I would say others is ready for some sort of a pullback. Others is at major resistance right here at the yearly rolling VWAP. Outside of that, just in general, there's a lot of imbalance to the downside, right? As most of you know. So I would say, especially on the higher time frames, that altcoins are pretty ready for a pullback. We're also at a pretty significant resistance level in general, as you can see. Right here, it's a beautiful straight line, as you can see. So with altcoins, I think we're going to get an opportunity to get pullback entries soon. But I do think in general, talking about altcoins, now that we've broken above this major resistance level for others, around 250, I do think we can expect more bullish momentum. It's just a question, will we pull back, yes or no? I would say it's most likely we will pull back. Alternatively, look, if we're not going to pull back, which is realistic. I mean, if you go back in time, last time in November, we did pull back, by the way. But if we're just able to break above this resistance level right here at $300 and $290 million with the others chart, that's the chart we're looking at right now. If we're able to break above that, then we'll just have to accept that we're most likely not going to pull back, and we'll just have to look for some opportunities a little bit higher. But then we missed quite a major part of the move, which is obviously not what we want to see. So those are my thoughts on the market in general. I mean, there's a lot of altcoins that I'm looking at right now for a potential pullback, right? So one of the coins, for example, is Gala. Gala had some very high volume coming in here from the bottom. If you zoom all the way out, I mean, I think this is clear bottoming behavior, right? But the only entry where I would say, all right, well, there I want to buy Gala, so it's this. The only entry is either if we are actually able to break up a little bit higher, or if we drop down all the way to this level here at 1.9 and 1.8. I mean, from there, it's pretty clear. I mean, the stop loss should be below the lows right here at 1.4, so then you have about 20% risk. But you can take TP1 at like 26, and that's TP1. I mean, it's very likely that after that we'll move up into 2.5, which would be a 40% move, and the yearly rolling VWAP at plus 55. So this is risk rewards that's worth it, and a structure that's actually bottoming out very, very nicely. And there's quite a lot of examples of charts like this. And those are the most interesting charts in my eyes. All right, so something similar is Athena. So I'll put the tickers on the chart every time, but Athena, so ENA, what you can see is that entry right here at the at the pullback into the previous value area low right here. We had a lot of volume coming in right here, so we can be pretty certain that this is some sort of a bottom. Take a trade here on the pullback. You have a limited risk and more upside. And even more upside if you actually do think that this is the bottom, which at this point of time, I think the chart is telling us that this is a longer time frame bottom. And there's a lot of, like I said, there's a lot of examples like this. I mean, it's definitely not every coin. I'm looking at some other coins right here. HBAR maybe. Look, with Hedera, it's already a little bit more difficult because it's quite unlikely that this is going to drop down all the way to 18 cents, right? And 18 cents would be the equivalent support level as the support level around 1.8 cents, for example, for Ghana, right? And for Ghana is at resistance right now, a pretty major one. It also broke above one, but the support level we have around 2 cents, I would say, is weaker than the resistance level we have. So then we actually have a chance to pull back a little bit lower, fill all the imbalances, because Ghana also left a huge amount of imbalances. And excuse me. And then you can take a trade, because like I said, if we're looking at the higher time frames for altcoins in general, this does look like a start of the uptrend, right? So if the chart's telling us that this looks like the start of an uptrend, and it's actually confirmed with volume as well, and now we might also have the fundamentals to back it up, right? With the trade deal between the US and China, and peace talks between Russia and Ukraine, I would say every pullback, every deep pullback is for buying, and if we're actually able to find some new rallies or some coins that have not rallied too much yet, then I would say those are great opportunities as well. And usual, which we've spoken about in the Signal group quite often, but we also just talked about that. I think usual is one of the coins that's actually quite early. I mean, if you go to the daily time frame right here, you can see that usual has found balance here to the downside. And now for the first, well, not the first time, but for the first time that we actually have somewhat of a market that can help the push, we broke above the value area high, which you have right here, beautiful drawing again, broke above the value area high, broke above the 90-day rolling VWAP, and on the daily time frame and the 12-hour time frame, we're also holding that with a decent amount of volume. Now, would I have loved to see more volume? Definitely, right? But this is good price action, right? So for me, the main opportunities, please don't force anything, don't FOMO into anything, but the main opportunities are a deeper pullback into the imbalances, and preferably, I would say take the lowest imbalance and set limits at like 50% down into that imbalance, or it's coins like these. I mean, another example that I want to give you here is Layer 0. I mean, Layer 0 has been consolidating down here for quite some time, and it's now trying to break above that level right here at 3.2. If it's able to break that in these market circumstances with the history that 0 has, I think that's a major buy opportunity, all right? And it's coins like these that are not on your radar right now, all right? So make sure to check out some different screeners and just go over the top 200 cryptos and see which ones haven't rallied yet, which do have a high likelihood of rallying. If we talk about 0, for example, 0 has rallied every time since launch in bullish market circumstances. First of all, we have evidence of bullish market circumstances, so now it's waiting for 0 to actually go. And just a bit of anecdotal evidence, 0 was also quite late the last time we had bullish momentum in November, but it rallied a lot, all right? So opportunities like these is what you want to look for. Let me see if I have some other ones. I mean, maybe something like IO, right? So this is this is AI. Yeah, this is an AI coin, so it's this. And what you can see is that we had massive volume. Like this is higher. This is the highest volume we've seen since the launch in June 2024. And we have broken above this value area right here. So honestly, now that I'm looking at this, I would say, why am I not opening a short? Why am I not opening a spot position on this? Because technically we have a breakout, we have a huge amount of volume. Yeah, maybe on the lower time frames it's not looking amazing. That's true, but still looks amazing, or at least looks promising. And this has a lot of upside potential to rally into, right? I mean, even if we talk about this first major resistance zone right here. With the naked POC here, but also the 200 EMA, 1.5 psychological level. Even that level from the current price is a 50% move, all right? And that's a 50% move where the risk is very limited. So a lot of opportunities here, to be fair. But no, I mean that's just going off the market real quickly, because I know that I know that a lot of you have sent some questions. The chat is to the left of me, and I see a lot of things coming in. So yeah, we'll talk about some questions, but that's in general how I'm viewing the markets right now. Bitcoin is moving up nicely here. There's quite a lot of volume behind this as well. So yeah, I mean, it looks like we're going for that value area high right there. Then on the higher time frames, look, what's next after that? We can spike like towards 108 and 107 quite easily. But I think breaking above 106,000 is only possible if tomorrow we have a very bullish equities open as well, right? So that is the main thing I'd say. Keep an eye on that, and then we can break out. I mean, the volume this weekend and the volume right now is actually pretty good. So yeah, but outside of that, there's not much going on. I mean, the last alerts I've received for momentum coming into the markets, as in leverage momentum, is already like 2 hours ago. There's no, yeah, I mean, meme coins seem to be quite strong again. Are meme coins the way again? It seems like it. Solana meme coins quite strong. Sui ecosystem quite strong. Meme coins in general actually not outperforming too much, even though in the last 15 minutes, something like Chill Guy, Fartcoin, Morg, Mudang, they're quite strong. And somebody talked about Kaspa. An alert for me went off for Kaspa. I 100% agree. Kaspa is breaking above a very significant key level right here. And Kaspa on the higher time frames as well is starting to look like a buy. You can see that Kaspa is breaking above this huge high time frame support level. Every time we actually were able to hold this as support, it supplied a massive rally, all right? 73% right here. Right here it was 79%. From here we actually went higher. I mean, we went to 94%. And then from here we also went up 71%. So Kaspa, look, am I going to be greedy and wait for the pullback? Certainly. But on the higher time frames, looks great. All right, the volume could be higher again, but the volume is good enough to trust this breakout. But all right, let's talk about some questions, and if there's anything on your mind, just let me know. We can make this a little bit of a therapy session as well. Every now and then there's some messages coming in, so that's why I have a bit of a blackout. All right, let's see. Anthony, to contact virtuals, I think the best way to do it is through X, right? So I would suggest you checking out that. Did Trump say something on Truth Social? Wow, my next truth will be the most important and impactful I have ever issued. So it cannot be about crypto. If this is about crypto, then I cannot take it seriously anymore. Outside of that, nothing, right? No, outside of that, nothing. But is the market pumping on that? I don't think so. I don't think so, right? And I appreciate it, Boris. Hope you had a good day. Was a beautiful day today. I did some Yeah, we'll make this a therapy hour. All right, XRP. A lot of people talking about XRP in the chat right now. Guys, my video I made this morning, I still think is valid. Which in that video, what I said is that I thought it was most likely that we would still see a pullback a little bit lower into at least this level right here at 2.28 and 2.26. Well, excuse me. Are these hiccups? Because that would be very annoying. But no, I mean, we got a bit of a bearish divergence for XRP at a very strong resistance level. So I said, I think we're going to pull back. Honestly, with the news we had, like I said earlier, if we actually do get a very strong S&P 500 pre-market opening tomorrow during the Asian session, then we could break out, all right? But the main level to watch, I would say, is 2.41, right? So 2.41, if XRP is able to break above 2.41 with a lot of volume, I would say my analysis of still getting that pullback into 2.38, no, 2.28, excuse me, 2.28, 2.26, I would say then it's invalidated, right? So keep your eyes on the lower time frames. Keep your eyes on that level around 2.41. If we reject from there, I would still say it's most likely we drop down to 2.28, 2.25. If we break above that for some reason, could be just technical strength, could also be fundamental strength, then my analysis is probably invalidated, all right? So that's kind of the main area I'd watch. But for now, as long as we have not broken above that, I would still say it's most likely we'll drop down there. And in general, that we'll find balance before moving up higher. Because I do think we'll move up higher, but I think we need to cool down a little bit first here before moving up there, which very often when I say that, we actually do not cool down. So make of that what you want, but I would say that's most logical, taking a look at the markets right now, given the bearish divergence and the reclaim back below the POC. Yeah, so Ethereum, my thoughts on Ethereum are pretty clear. I want to buy either around 2100, or if we get some sort of a reclaim right here at 2300. Right, so 2100 and 2000, that's the strongest key level. But given the strength we've seen from Ethereum in the last 2 weeks, I would say, doing something like this, right? So a bit of a fake out into a reclaim is also enough to buy. Smaller position size, but good. And ultimately, I'm still bullish on Ethereum. I mean, it's in the end, it's all in the volume, right? It's in the volume, it's in the structure. Structure-wise, chart is telling us we're going higher. And the volume is kind of as a confirmation that's right. Of course, things can turn around and things can change, but for now I'd say that's most likely. Jasmine is pumping, is it? No, it's not. Jasmine is not pumping more than the markets, at least. I can see right here in my magic magic chart. Short. You want a short ETH, Ryan? Be my guest. Just do it. Daniel, no, I haven't heard about that, but I don't think. I don't think so. I mean, Solana is one of the main targets of a lot of real FUD. So a lot of people are calling bad news FUD. That's not the case. Solana is very often the victim of fake news. To use that word, I don't think so. I mean, it's. Do you mean maybe with the grants they're giving to validators? In general, I don't think so. I haven't heard about it, but I have heard about similar stories over the last couple of years, and most often it has not been correct, right? So yeah. There's no more coffee in that. Ugh. Something is wrong with Bitcoin. There's nothing wrong with Bitcoin. It's just moving up slightly. Not much going on. All right, Mudang. By the way, did anybody see that the Mudang call I did in my market update? I think in my middle of the day market update, I covered Mudang. I covered 3 altcoins, and I covered Mudang when it was at 5.3 cents. Did somebody see that? Because I mean, did I buy it? No, definitely not. But since then, I mean, look at this ridiculous price action. I mean, since then we did a 4x, which is crazy. Missed it, but maybe somebody saw it. Maybe somebody bought. Hopefully. But Mudang itself, we're doing Mudang, Pedro. Calm down. Yeah, look, it's too late for coffee, but I needed it for the live stream. Otherwise, it would be a very tough live stream. But let's take a look at Mudang. I mean, can we pull up higher? Yeah, certainly. The volume is incredible, right? And usually, if you have volume like this, and it's not only spot volume, it's also perpetual futures volume. Right now we have $650 million in volume. That was around 800 million. Mudang at this point of time, if we take a look at the perpetual futures volume, it's in the top 6. So that's incredibly high as well. So if you see things like that, yes, this can go higher. However, I do think you need to be a little bit wary of where you are going to enter a trade. Would I buy now, for example? Definitely not, right? And you can also see, if you take a look at the funding rate. No, funding rate is actually pretty fine right now. Never mind. Funding rate was quite high on Mudang. So keep an eye on that. I mean, if the funding rate gets very high, we can have a flush down, right? But in general, I mean, the risk reward right now for Mudang doesn't make sense. The next main resistance level is at 30 cents and 27 cents. But then, like the potential reward is still 40%. But let's say we're wrong. Where would you place stop loss? I would say you place a stop loss below the 382 fib at least, which is also confluent with a key area. And then you place your stop loss at like minus 41. So then you have a risk reward of below 1. And it's very hard to be profitable with that. Let me tell you. So I would be more comfortable taking this level right here at 15 cents, 14 cents, and trying a buy there, right? Because then, you know, you should place a stop loss a little bit lower, but then at least you know, all right, at this level it should react. If it doesn't, I'll just close. So the potential loss is quite low. Well, the potential reward from this level to the next main resistance level, is 75%. So can we rally up higher? Yes, but you still have to be very smart about where you enter. I mean, especially on a coin like this, the volatility is just so extreme that most people will get liquidated trying to get in for more upside, more upside. So be aware of that. That's it. Yeah, Kadri, I heard about it as well, but I'm not sure what type of deal. I mean, if maybe this is the start of a bigger deal. Maybe it already is the deal. I would say it's very unlikely that this is the entire trade deal, right? We'll see, of course, but I'd say, I mean, 2 days, right? They discussed 2 days. It's a possibility, but I would say it's unlikely. Yeah, RPL, I got an alert on RPL. It's pumping right now, I think. Yeah, it's up about 5%. Looks pretty good. Volume is still quite low, but can definitely rally up higher. I mean, it's ETH staking beta, such as Lido DAO, and therefore there is quite a lot of fundamental potential behind it. Oh, Pedro, you're serious? That's amazing, man. That really is amazing. I try to highlight some. I try to highlight some altcoins that I think can do well in the market updates, but it's always difficult, of course. Has9, Kaspa we covered Kaspa a little bit earlier. Let's see. Oh yeah, Pepe. A lot of people are requesting Pepe here. Yeah, I mean, Pepe is a bit of a similar story as a lot of altcoins right now. It's obviously very strong, and it seems quite obvious that we have bottomed down here as well. But trading this is quite difficult, right? Because so this is a nice bottom, but trading this is difficult because on the higher time frames we're pretty close to the main to the first resistance. You could say we're already at that resistance, but let's say it's a little bit higher. It would be right here. And do we have enough strength to break through that? I would say no, right? I mean, you can see right here for Pepe that we have some bearish divergences, price making higher highs, volume lower highs, RSI lower highs. So then with Pepe, it is very strong, and I do think the bottom has been confirmed for now. But for me, the main area I'd look at for a potential long would be right here between 1100 and 1000. Pretty big level, I know. But that is the main area where I'd look for. And then specifically, the 200 EMA at 1060 looks pretty good. All right, let's see. Tezos, Bitcoin Bajan. Yes, we can look at Tezos. I mean, especially if you give $2, we can look at Tezos. I appreciate it. I hope you're having a great weekend. Hope you had a great weekend. Tezos right here. Oh, yeah, we can look at Tezos. That actually looks pretty good. So this is what we spoke about at the beginning of the live stream. I would classify this as one of those coins that actually has a lot of upside potential right here. Because we are still at the bottoms, right? And you can see that Tezos has now, wow, this chart actually looks beautiful. We have a very strong support level right here. I might actually take a trade on this. But we have a very strong support level right here. As you can see, very respected, also as resistance. We had a fake out, and now we have a reclaim. Now, I must say, the volume during this reclaim could be better, but it's not the worst either. Right, so this actually looks pretty good. I mean, the first price target, I would be conservative and say, all right, first price target is probably right here at like 75 cents, but that's still a 20% move. But no, I am going to place this on my watch list because this looks pretty amazing, to be fair. Solana, I already did HS Tiki. So, and my video I placed this morning, I think is also still relevant. Although it's still relevant. So I'm sorry, but we covered Solana already. And if I'm going to do double analysis, double updates, it's going to be difficult. Daniel, I'm not sure which program you mean. I think it's just TradingView, tradingview.com. LGEM, first of all, to answer your question, LGEM, yes, I do trading for a living. And I do not use the 200 MA, I use the 200 EMA. But I use it quite limited, but the 200 EMA is incredibly strong. I mean, you can see it's the gold line right here. It functions as incredible resistance and support sometimes. So definitely a great one to have on your charts. Let's do some SUI. And Nilion. Yeah, Nilion. So NIL is the name of that coin. I saw I saw it this afternoon, and I wanted to look at it already. Has it broken out? Yes, it has. It has broken out. I mean, yes, it certainly has broken out. We had a very long range right here, down here, as you can see, and we broke out above that. We also already retested, so it's already a little bit late. Could we rally up higher? Yes, but there's a lot of coins that look great to rally higher, right? I mean, we're also at an intraday resistance level right now. So would I buy it right now? No, the volume is in no shape or form enough for me to say, this can break above resistance instantly right now. But it has broken out. And a potential entry at 48, 46 cents is not a bad idea. It seems like we have a bit of a fair value gap down there as well. TARS AI, we're still going to do. We're going to take a look at SUI, and then I think we're almost going to end this stream, guys. I still have to do some preparation for tomorrow. But let's take a look. So SUI, I think SUI is fine. SUI is on top of this main key level right here at 3.85. We're now finding some balance on top of that. So I would be prepared for something like this, right? So that we actually have some sort of a fake out. But ultimately, SUI definitely still looks most likely to rally into 4.5, 4.6, unless the fundamentals change, right? But all of you have to know, I mean, if the fundamentals change, if we get some super bearish news over the course of the next couple of days, then my bias changes, right? So at this point of time, I'm still very bullish on the markets. But if, for example, Bitcoin is unable to hold 101,000 as support, I will switch my bias very quickly, right? So be aware of that. Okay, no updates yet on the Trump situation. What other coin would I do? Oh yeah, TARS AI has been pretty good, right? I think it has performed pretty well recently. I'm not sure if it's still performing well. Oh yeah, I think it's performing quite well. Yeah, we pulled back into the support level right here at 6 cents. But it seems to me that we now have broken above this level right here at 10. Right, so I'd say no, TARS looks pretty good. I mean, we have to hold 10 cents, right? I mean, that's ultimately going to be the main test. But I would say that it is most likely that we will, all right, and that we can see a continuation into 17.5 cents right here. But that is dependent on the strength. I would say the reclaim, at least now that I'm looking at it very quickly. I mean, normally when I take trades, obviously I take a look at charts much more. Or at least I take my time much more for these charts. Hopefully most of you know that. But just judging based on what I see right now, it looks good. We got a strong breakout above 10 cents, strong breakout above 200 EMA. We're holding that so far. We did that with volume. So I'd say it's most likely, getting that move up might take some time. We might need to find some balance on top of here first of all, and that could be something like this, for example. But bullish continuation does seem most likely. But that's it for this evening, guys. I'm going to end the stream. I have some other things to do. It's now 9 p.m. where I live. Hopefully I was able to help some of you with questions. If you have any questions, just make sure to join the Telegram or the Discord group. We have a free group. If you tag me in there, look, I'll do my best to get back to you as soon as I can. And, members know it best. But usually I do actually respond, all right? I get a lot of DMs and a lot of ads, of course, throughout the day. But usually, eventually, at least everyone who's tagging me does get a response. So if you have any lingering questions, let me know in there. And also, if you want to be optimally prepared for the markets in the next couple of weeks are definitely going to be very volatile. Consider joining the Signal group we have. It's very much based on education, right? So making you a profitable trader. And outside of that, the signals are also profitable, all right? So you can actually make some money while becoming a profitable trader as well. Currently, I'm working on my own trading course on cilinix.com. You will not be able to see that right now. It's a work in progress, but that's going to be amazing as well. That will launch in the summer. So yeah, make sure to join if you're interested in that. But that's it for now, guys. So hope I want to wish you all a great week, of course. Have a great rest of your Sunday, especially if you're from the US, because you still have a couple of hours. And otherwise, good night. Sleep well. Make sure to not dream too much about Cilinix crypto. That one's for you, Ryan. But that's it. So see you all in my next videos.